Hi, it's Audrey June, and I'm here to read for you about cultivating stillness and about healing. As I've already said, and as you probably already know, now is an essential time for us to be healing ourselves. It's about integrating the divine masculine with the divine feminine within ourselves so that we can better integrate it on a macro scale. So the first question that I'm going to ask today is, on an individual and collective level, what do we need to know, or what do we need to do to begin cleansing, detoxifying our body? Got the 8 of water, stagnation. So, the 8 of water, stagnation. Old emotions. In order to heal our body, we need to release the past. We need to release the things that we've been holding on to, the stories we've been telling ourselves of negativity, the past people that have broken our hearts, that we've allowed to break our hearts, the things that we think about ourselves. Basically, anything that is holding our energy back, we need to release it. Additionally, if you look at this card, you can see the 8 cups stacked up. They are chipped, they are broken. This also has to do with toxic substances. You need to cleanse your body. You need to remember that alcohol, drugs, all that stuff is poison. And in order to clear and purify your spirit and get to your highest self, you need to put that stuff down. Secondly, how do we purify and cleanse our minds? So our thoughts, our mental, east, air. What can we do to stop overthinking? Ooh, wow. Okay, that is a lot of cards. So, let's see. We have Mother of Earth, 5 of Fire, Mother of Fire, Chaos, the Tower, Inner Peace, 2 of Air, Torment, which is the Devil. Okay, so looking at these all together, right? Some of these are super clear, super obvious, right? Mother of Earth came out upright, as did the 5 of Fire, stress, right? This is external conflict. This is basically any petty arguments you're getting into, any disagreements with the people around you, with yourself. It is strife. It is conflict, right? So to cleanse our mind, we need to be able to let this shit go. Don't dwell on what things in your external world are doing, right? We also see with torment, right? That's our mindsets. That is the story. Again, that comes back to the stories that we are telling ourselves, the ways that we are self-medicating, right? So these are the illusions. These are the deceptions. But more than on the external world, these are the deceptions within ourselves. So what are we holding on to that we don't need? What are we allowing to rule us? Because if you think about it, the devil in deception, in temptation, is really just a part of ourselves. It's the part in our heads that says that we're not good enough. It's the part in our heads that says, well, it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a fuck. So why would you even try, right? So this is major arcana, as is chaos, right? The Tower. Understand the Tower for what it is. Understand that the chaos, that the conflict, the strife, it all comes into our life to teach us a lesson. So you really want to look at the lesson, right? And see, we also have 2 of air, inner peace. This is what we're striving toward, right? This is that understanding that nothing in our external world can really rule us. We think about it, the 2 feathers, lightness, right? And we have the crescent moon in the background. We see the waves. It's integration within self. It is a wholeness, a mindset that you get through meditation, through thinking outside of yourself. You have to rise above the material in order to get to the sidereal, right? Think about it. Sidereal is the stars, is the essence, is the cosmos, is our higher self. We can get here, but we have to let go of these things. Stop letting these things rule us, right? Stop ruling ourselves through negativity. You also see here the mother of fire, right? Fire is basically our willpower, right? And we look at this picture, we see her at the hearth, we see the pictographs in the background, we see her face. She's preparing, she's nourishing, right? She's kindling, she's creating the fire, she's starting the fire. She's understanding who she is. She is creative. She doesn't let those things in the outside world rule her. So here we have these 2 positive cards that we can strive towards, right? Actually, we have 3. And these are 3 of the elements represented. We have here the Mother of Earth. The Mother of Earth is basically a motherhood card. It is creation. It is creativity. It is harnessing those resources within ourselves, right? These are all very strong feminine cards. 2, right? We think about the 2. 2 is partnership. 2 is balance. 2 of air, mental clarity. So in order to ease our mind, this needs to overcome this. This is the world. The world has conditioned us to hate ourselves. If we think about even when we're kids, right? We're always afraid of being wrong. We don't even know what the concept of wrong is until somebody says, oh, don't do that. And the second they say, don't do that, that creates the inner dialogue, the devil within our minds that locks us down and locks us away from our true higher selves. So this needs to overcome this in order for us to cleanse our mind. That is a lot. We have a lot of deprogramming to do. The next question: how do we open our third eye and cleanse our intuition? What do we do to get to our higher self? Okay. So here we go. What do we do to open our third eye? How do we get to our higher selves? How do we get there? Life force. We need to understand the oneness of being. We need to go back to our roots. We need to access the shaman within ourselves. If we look at this, we see the puma, and in the background, we see a geyser, right? We see the sun, and we see a warrior. He's in joy, right? He is living his life purpose. In order to truly follow our intuition, we need to go within ourselves and to live it in the external world. We need to stop being afraid. It's the only way for us to fix anything. That is it. Life force, right? I feel like there is something that the book has to tell me about this card, so I'm going to go into it. So if we look at it, that's 11. Life force, 11. You know what 11 means, right? It's a master number. It's my master number. I'm a master teacher, number 11. So it says ecstasy, elation, passion, lust, eros, orgasmic creativity, the totality of feeling of omnipotence. If you allow yourself to be swept away by this wave of immense divine power, nothing will be impossible. It's taking that plunge. It's following. It's nothing to do it but to do it, right? That is what it's asking us to do. So in order to open our life force, We need to listen. We need to look at our dreams. We need to listen to the messages around us. That's what we need to do, right? Finally, what is the final lesson from the collective? I'm going to go now and I am going to pull from my other deck, my Goddess Power deck, and I am going to ask which of our feminine archetypes can best lead us into this divine integration and this balance of self, right? It's all about purification. It's all about cleansing. That is this time, right? We're at the end of this. I mean, we just had the solar eclipse in Cancer. We're at the end of a lot of cycles. A lot of the planets are going retrograde, right? So let's look here and let's go into it. So, which of our divine feminine archetypes can help lead us? What do we need to do? And with these cards, I'm also going to read because they are oracle cards, and I will channel anything else that comes up, right? So, who is our lead? Oh, wow. Okay, well, we have 3, which makes sense because they correspond, right? So I'm going to put them here. The first one we have is Nike, right? And I tried to pay attention to how they landed because that shows us. So she landed upside down, and we see Nike, who is ambition, right? Ambition. And that is looking at our body, right? So we have to have the ambition, we have to have the control in order to detoxify our bodies, right? So let's look here. I'm going to read the upside down message, right? That's the alignment message. So how can we get back into alignment and get rid of this 8 of water? Well, not get rid of it, but integrate it better. Are you so determined to win right now that you are running like a racehorse with blinders on her eyes? Beware of unbridled ambition and the strident need to win. You may have become influenced only by your wants and forget to ask yourself if what you want is for the highest good. Perhaps the job you want so badly won't be good for you, or that unavailable partner will never love you back. Nike gives you the alignment task now of getting real with yourself, right? So stop chasing after something that's not good for you. If you keep chasing after something that the universe keeps putting impediments in the way, the universe is trying to tell you something, right? It's trying to tell you that that's not for you. So let it go. Don't dwell on that energy anymore. So it also says it's time to step out of the race and recognize you are what you need to be. Find it within yourself. You don't need to look outside yourself. You can be emotionally fulfilled within yourself. Stop running. Cheer on others who are successful. Learn from them and help those who are struggling. You can learn from them too, right? So the way for us to get back into our body's alignment is to stop putting things in our body that we don't need. Stop thinking that we know better than the universe. For instance, I broke my ankle, which led to my spiritual awakening. Was I angry when I broke my ankle? Absolutely. Did I need the stillness? Yes. It helped purify my own existence. So, for the mind, we have 44 Rhea, flow, right? 44 is also a master teacher number. 4 plus 4 is 8, which is all about balance. 4 on the self is the foundation. So let's look at Rhea. She came up upright. So here we have it. Do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information, right? So when I look at this card, I see this. The only way for you to find serenity is to go with the flow of the universe. It's the only way for us to integrate ourselves. We need to allow and be present in the moment and let ourselves be guided, right? The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. Very clear. And in order for us to really get into it, you need to see that you're in the right place at the right time, right? Now let's look at how we can get into our life force and really harness our intuition. So the card we got here is Kuan Yin, Compassion 27, 2 plus 7 is 1, the Master Magician. She was also upside down. So we are going to look, with these cards anyway, at the alignment message. So, what is she saying about our intuition? Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the suffering in the world? And you can't imagine how you could make a difference, right? We're in that time period. We're in that apocalyptic time period, right? We know that we're in a time change, a time shift. A lot is coming out in order to get back into alignment. Do you feel hopeless over how we treat nature and each other? The goddess Kuan Yin knows that this is an important time of reckoning and reordering, but wants you to be careful not to fall into a pit of despair. Give yourself that care, right? Feel your emotions. You can't just give. You have to keep some compassion for yourself. The more you give, you become the sacrificial lamb. You become the sacrificial lamb and you run out. Your resources are gone. You have to give yourself time to meditate, to step into the flow of nature. If you allow the media to fill your mind with a constant barrage of what's wrong in the world, you will become numb and unable to move. We know that propaganda machine is trying to weigh us down, pit us against each other, erase all the nuances. Don't feed into it. It's fear, it's anxiety, it's doing it to destroy you. The good news is your alignment task. First, focus your mind locally. Take a moment. Be here now. Look into yourself. Your choice is not to save the whole world, but to bring your attention to where you can help. That starts with the people around us. Give the compassion to the people you love. Heal your family. It's that time. Even the smallest step toward a greater compassion is huge. Educate yourself about cultural issues. Be better and more conscious and sensitive about your choices, right? That could go back to capitalism. Don't go to stores that you know are fucking over people. It's that simple, right? Live what you feel. Lend a helping hand to someone in need. Volunteer your time. Do what you can and make that count. Always ask in your work and relationships in your community, how will what I do serve others well? Remember, if you don't get it right, you can always course correct. With commitment, you will add more beauty to the world. Everyone is learning right now, and Kuan Yin reminds you to be kind to yourself as well, right? So if we look back, right, let's synthesize it, look back all together. We have these three goddesses, right? These three goddesses. And let's look at them again. We have Nike, ambition, the body, right? Giving yourself a break, stillness. That's what Nike's telling us, right? In order for us to cleanse the body, get rid of the stagnation, you need to sit with yourself and really do the internal alchemy. We have Rhea, flow, right? In order for us to fix our minds, you got to purge all that shit that's not yours. Let it go. Return to your internal flow. We are all God flesh. We are all parts of the same collective. Breathe. Listen. Observe the signs, the numbers, the animals.